Okay, thank you, dear devotees, for joining. You can start, Mataji.
Mataji, just give me 1 second. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Today, we'll be having a special Gaur Purnima class, and we are very honored to welcome our speaker, Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Kirtida Sundari Mataji was introduced to Krishna consciousness back in 2009, and she got her first initiation in 2011 and second in 2013. She is an ardent disciple of His Holiness Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj. She is a seasoned, ripened fruit in Krishna consciousness, and this is very evident by her confidence in delivering lectures, her humility in conduct, and her indisputable knowledge of the Shastras and her strict following of the instructions of her spiritual master. Her power packed classes are very convincing and loaded with lots of take home lessons which we can apply in our daily lives. She is a very wonderful devotee with a great vision, and she infuses enthusiasm with all the devotees she interacts with. She is one of the key coordinators of the online forum Bhakti Sangha Japa conference, and she is also the the HOD of the Vedavarsity of in IBMVNA. So she conducts Bhakti Shastri classes and Bhakti Vaibhav classes as well in IBMVNA, and she has also conducted multiple seminars. So we are very, very honored to have Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji with us, and Mataji will be speaking on the glories of Sriman Mahaprabhu as we are going to celebrate Gaur Purnima very soon. Thank you, Mataji. You can now take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Definitely don't deserve all these words, but try to follow in the footsteps of my Guru Maharaj. So thank you so much. Thank you, dear devotees, for all of your wonderful association. Really honored to be in the presence in all of you. And of course, it's a great privilege that has been given to me by Ishvara Krishna Prabhu to speak on this subject matter, that is the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we are approaching for Gaur Purnima. So we will see a few points of meditation so that we can meditate in this entire 1 week that we have. So thank you again for your association. We will start with our prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथां वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखां वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमाभदिव्य छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसाप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। Mukam karoti vachalum pangum langayate girim yatkripaham ham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So thank you once again for your very, very kind association. And I seek blessings, prayers, wishes from each and every one of you so that I can speak something relevant to this subject matter that may touch to your heart in some way and also offer some piece of meditation for this entire week so that we can offer at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I'll share my presentation. Glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we know who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is there anyone on the call who doesn't know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Kindly, if you don't know, you can raise your hand. But I'm pretty sure you all are very nice devotees and you know the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and you know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So our Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. There is no difference between Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the combined form of Shri Radha and Krishna. There is no difference. Actually, it's Radha and Krishna's combined form is what we see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared in this Kali Yuga. So, we first pay obeisances to Sri Chitta Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Again, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanandau Sahauditau Gaudadya Pushpavantau Chitrau Shandau Tamau Danudau. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. They are non-different, who are like sun and moon, and they have arisen simultaneously. In the material world, we see, sometimes we see sun, sometimes we see moon. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that this moon, the sun and the moon in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda. Gauda is the Gauda Desh. For what? To dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So now we know that Sri Krishna, who came in Dwapar Yuga, he performed various pastimes. He gave the message of Bhagavad Gita, and in Bhagavad Gita, he said that Sarvadharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishami mashucha. That you have to surrender unto me and then I'll take care. Krishna just spoke and then finally he winded up his pastimes and he went back to his abode. After giving this instruction, Krishna thought, oh, what have I done? I have told everybody to pay obey, to surrender unto me, to give up all kind of religions and just follow me. But I didn't tell them how to do it, how to follow it, and how these Kali Yuga people will understand that what does it mean to surrender? What does it mean to give up all religions? And to teach, Krishna thought, well, I have certain unfulfilled desires which I need to get it fulfilled, and because of which he came in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they were Chaitanya and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gives three external reasons for the advent of Mahaprabhu and three internal reasons. So we will see all that. चिरकाला नाही करे प्रेमा भक्ति दान भक्ति विना जग तेरा nahi avasthana. So when Krishna winded up his pastimes, he thought, oh, for a very long time, chirakal, I have never given my prema dan, prema bhakti dan. I have not bestowed my unalloyed loving service onto the devotees. I just gave the instruction, but I didn't teach them personally how to do it. Bhakti vina, and if they don't follow this devotional, this practice of bhakti yoga, then it will be very difficult for them to come out of the existence of this material world. सकल जगते मोरा करे विधि भक्ति व्रजा पावा पाइते nahi shakti. And then Krishna started thinking, oh, the entire world is actually God fearing. They are worshipping me because they are fearful of me, and they are doing all the bhakti, even if they are in the process of bhakti, what they are doing, they are following certain rules and regulations. But if they keep following these rules and regulations, if they keep practicing this sadhana vaidi bhakti, then they will never come to my destination. They will never come to Golok Vrindavan, because vidhi bhakti vraja bhava phaite nahi shakti. That simply by following rules and regulations, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees of Rajabhumi. So therefore, they should come at least on the level of Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, so that they can understand, they can practice, and they can come back to me in my abode of Golok Vrindavan. So then he says, and third reason that he gives is Yoga Dharma Pravartaimo Nama Sankirtana Chari Bhava Bhakta Diyana Chamo Bhuvana. And then Krishna thought, anyways, Dwapar Yuga has ended. I have winded up my pastimes, and this Kali Yuga is starting, and I have to establish the Yoga Dharma, because every Yuga has its own Yoga Dharma, has its own way of process to achieve self-realization. So he said that now I have to give Yoga Dharma also, and this Yoga Dharma of this age of Kali is nothing else but Nama Sankirtan. So he said, I have to establish this Nama Sankirtan, and not only that, I have to give them pure devotional service. I have to bestow them so that they can be ecstatic in Chari Bhava. Chari Bhava is the four mellow of loving devotional service, and that is our Dasya, Vatsalya, Dasya, Sakhya, Madhurya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. So Mahaprabhu is not counting the first one, that is Shantaras. He says, that is still okay, but I want to give this dasya bhav, this sakhya bhav, this vatsalya bhav, this madhurya bhav to each and every one of those who are this in this material world, especially in this age of Kali Yuga. And not only that, apana karimo bhakta bhava angikare, apana acharya bhaktu shikhaya sabare. And yes, in Dwapar Yoga, I told them that you have to surrender if you want to develop any relationship with me. But now I just explained, I just made one statement and I left. But no, now apani karimu bhakta bhava angikare. I myself will become the devotee, and I will teach personally how to perform this devotional service. So just like we kindergarten students are there and the teacher is there, the kindergarten student will not be able to write A, B, C, D. And teacher knows she can write essays in English, but what she thinks, oh, this student is not able to write. And then what she does, she comes down on the level of that student. She comes down on the level of that student, hold the hand of the student and start writing A, B, so that the child gets into this practice that how the hand is moving and how the child should move his or her own hand so that the letters can be depicted on the paper. So this way, Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, he is Swarat, he is Abhigna Swarat, he is all cognizant, but still he came down. He came down for us, for we Kali Yuga rejects, and he said, I will come as a devotee. I'll come as a devotee and I'll teach myself the devotional service. So these are the certain external reasons that Mahaprabhu came. And then not only that, tahate apana bhakta gana kari sange, prithvi ete avatari kari muna narange. And thinking this way, taking all his entourage, the company of his devotees, then he thought that I shall appear on this earth and perform various colorful pastimes. एता भावी कली काले प्रथम संध्याय अवतीर्ण हैला Krishna apana nadiyaya. So now thinking, taking this bhav, taking these emotions in his heart, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna himself thought that in this Kali Yuga, I will come in Prathama Sandhyaya, in the first part of Kali Yuga. So we know that Kali Yuga, the span of this entire Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. And Mahaprabhu just came 536 years back ago. And that means only the first Sandhya. The Sandhya means the what do you say, the overlapping of things. So Dwapar has ended and Kali Yuga has started, and then Kali Yuga will be at its peak, and finally the Kali Yuga will end and Satyuga will start. So this goes on into a cycle. So this is the Pratham Sandhya, where Dwapar Yuga has just ended 5,000 years ago, and Mahaprabhu has just appeared 36 years ago in this age of Kali. So Prathama Sandhyaya, he came, and where? Nadia, in the Nadia district, in Gauda Desh, in West Bengal. And again, not only that, Ganga Jala Tulsi Manjari Anukshana Krishna Pada Padma Bhavi Kare Samarpana. Thinking that the lotus feet of Krishna, who? Advaita Acharya. He constantly offered tulsi buds in water from the Ganges. In water, and tulsi beads and tulsi leaves, and of course the water from the Ganges. And he prayed for the advent of Mahaprabhu. Krishnera ahvahana kare, kariya hunkara, loudly he roared like a lion. Ei mate Krishnera karila avatara. And because of his roaring, Mahaprabhu, it was possible for him, for Krishna, to appear in Kali Yuga as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these are the certain external reasons to bestow prema bhakti, to establish yoga dharma, that is nama sankirtan, and of course to call the call of his pure devotee Advaita Acharya, that Mahaprabhu came to this world. Again, this is the verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chiradadattam nijaguptavittam swaprema namamritamtyudhara apamaramyo vitatara gaurya Krishno janebhyastamaham prapadde. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is paying obeisances to this most munificent incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Gaur Krishna, who distributed everyone. What he distributed? His love. Nija Gupta Vittam, his own Swaprema, his own Prema Bhakti, because he's Krishna himself. So he has come to give his own Prema Bhakti, and he is his own confidential treasure in the form of the nectar of love, Nija Guptam, that confidential treasure which has been hidden in all the yugas. But now in Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu has come and is telling everybody to come and plunder me and take this Krishna Bhakti. So therefore, Kaviraj Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is saying that this was never given to the people at the time. Chirada Dattam, for the many years ago, it was never ever bestowed. But now Mahaprabhu has come to bestow, and therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So these are the external reasons. Now we will see the internal reasons for Mahaprabhu's advent, because Krishna still had some unfulfilled desires when he left in Dwapar Yuga. Shiradhya pranamahima kadrisho vanaiva swadyo yenadbhuta madhurima kidrisho va madiha saukyam chasya madanubhavata kidrisham veti lobhat tatbhavyada samajani shachi garbha sindhu harindu. So it's a little technical verse, but we will try to understand in a simple language. So the meaning says, try desiring to understand the glory of Sri Radharani's love, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, and the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness that she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with the emotions of Srimati Radharani, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. Shachi Garbha Sindho Harindo, he appeared from the womb of Mother Shachi Devi. So, what are the three external reasons that are mentioned? We have to understand. We'll take a simple example. You can see in the presentation also, there is one ant and a sugar. So, this ant is, you can take it as Srimati Radharani and sugar as Krishna. So, ant is very fond of sugar. So, ant is coming and tasting that sugar cube, and she is relishing the sweetness of that sugar cube. And not only that, she is inviting all her friends also to come and relish the sweetness of that sugar cube. Now, this is what is sugar cube is Krishna, and that ant is Srimati Radharani, who is relishing the taste of devotional service, the Madhurya Bhav. And she is not only doing herself, but she is inviting everybody to come and taste the mellow of devotional service, this rasa, this bhav of devotional service. Now imagine this sugar cube is thinking, oh, I wish I can be that ant. Let me be that ant so that I can go and relish the tasteness of this sugar. Because the sugar cube doesn't know how much sweetness the sugar cube has. Only if the sugar cube becomes ant, then that sugar cube which has become ant will able to know that what kind of sweetness is there in that sugar cube. So that sugar cube, that Krishna is thinking, oh, I wish I become a devotee. I wish I relish the mood of Srimati Radharani, because I want to know that what is there in me, how much sweetness is there in me that she is relishing. And then when she is eating, she's on the sugar cube, she's relishing the sweetness. Oh, I wish I know that how to relish that sweetness. And then after relishing, she's not getting bored. She's keep on relishing, because the ant will never get bored of that sugar cube. So I want to relish the mood of Srimati Radharani. I want to relish the happiness that she has after she gets that sugar cube. Also, I want to know that how much sweetness is in me, that Srimati Radharani is day by day in and day out, she is just relishing my sweetness. So these are the three internal reasons that Krishna thought that, oh, I can never understand. But if I become a devotee, then I will be able to understand the mood. So, therefore, these are the three internal reasons that Krishna had, which are unfulfilled desires that he had. And because of which, in Kali Yuga, he came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, what are the three? Relish the position of Srimati Radharani, understand the transcendental mellow of his own sweetness of himself, and enjoy the bliss that is tasted by Srimati Radharani. So, this way, uh, thinking in this way, Sri Krishna thought that this is the time. This is the time of Kali Yuga where I have to fulfill my internal desires, and also I have to give this prema bhakti to each and everyone, and I have to establish yoga dharma. And also, I cannot neglect the call of my pure devotee, that is Advaita Acharya. So, holding on to three external reasons, three internal reasons, Mahaprabhu descended in this Kali Yuga in Navadvip. So, now we will see the glories of Srimad Mahaprabhu from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this was just the tattva point that we established, that what was the reason that Krishna has to come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because in the start we said that actually, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Radha Krishna nahi anya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahi anya. So these were the reasons. But now we will see from the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the 11th canto, it has been described that how once the 9 sons of Rishabdev, they are known as Navayogendras, who accepted this renounced order of life, and they were just roaming, and finally they came to Maharaj Nimi. So when they came to Maharaj Nimi was asking different questions from all these 9 sages, the Navyogendras. And then Maharaj Nimi asked one question to Karbhajana Muni, who is one of the 9 Yogendras. He asked, I want to know in what colors and forms does the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear in different ages, and with what names and with what types of regulative principles one should worship that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, to hearing this question of Maharaj Nimi, Karbhajana Muni replied. He said that actually Krishna appears in 4 yugas. Yes, we have seen from Bhagavatam only that Krishna is known as Tri Yuga avatar. Means he comes in Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Treta Yuga. He's never mentioned that he came as he comes in Kali Yuga. He is known as Tri Yuga avatar. But he is saying, Karabhajana Muji is saying that in Kali also Lord Keshava comes. But in Kali, he comes as Channa avatar. He doesn't disclose his identity. So this Bhagavatam also gives us proof that Sri Krishna Chaitanya is non-different from Radha and Krishna, and how he comes in Kali Yuga to fulfill his unfulfilled desires and of course to establish the Yuga Dharma. So, therefore, to answer this question of Nimi Maharaj, then Karbhajana Muni, he explained about Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, that how Krishna comes, in which form Krishna comes, what color he has, and he describes everything. We'll not go in that detail. But finally, when it comes to Kali Yuga, then he started glorifying. In a very confidential manner, he glorifies Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he says, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtanai Pyarar Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. That Supreme Lord Krishna, he comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he directly didn't say, he didn't name the personality who comes as in Kali Yuga. He says, one personality in Kali Yuga comes. And what are the characteristics of that personality? Well, he's Krishna Varanam. Varanam means he's of the same capability as that of Krishna. So, as far as the potencies is concerned, Chaitanya or the personality who is coming in Kali Yuga, he didn't name it. He said just the personality who comes in Kali Yuga is of the equal caliber as that of Krishna. But he says, and also Varna means the syllable. So he will come and he will chant the Varna, the name of, he'll repeat the syllables of Krishna. So we know that how Mahaprabhu keeps on chanting Krishna, Krishna. So he says Krishna Varanam. He will be of the same caliber as well as he'll be chanting the name of Krishna. But Twisha Akrishna, but his Twisha, his bodily complexion will be Akrishna, means it will not be blackish. Krishna word also means black. So the body of that personality will not be black. It will be Twisha Akrishnam. It will be golden. It will not be black. And then Sango Pangastra Parshadam. Yes, in all the yugas, when Krishna descends, he has his different weapons. But in Kali Yuga, when this personality will come, he will come with his entourage, his own Parshadam, his own intimate associates, his devotees, and they will be his astra. He will come with his sangha and upanga, his servitors, and these parshadam will be his weapon, his astra. And what he will do? Yagnahi Sankirtana prayer. And he will establish the highest yagna, the highest sacrifice, and that is Sankirtana. That is congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we know that in Treta Yuga, there were sacrificial ceremonies that were performed to achieve self-realization. In Dwapar Yuga, it was deity worship. But then he says that in Kali Yuga, he comes and he establishes the greatest sacrifice, and that is Sankirtana Yagya. He established the Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name, as one of the biggest yagna to be performed. Yajanti he mesu medasa. And those who are intelligent persons, they will follow these rules of that devotee. So this way, in a very hidden way, Karbhajana Muni gave answer to Maharaj Nimi that in Kali Yuga, this personality will come. So after describing this, then he describes the glories of that personality. And he says, again, he doesn't name, he doesn't give the name, but he glorifies that personality, and we will see what glorification he gives. So, very beautifully, he quotes this verse. This verse is in Vasanta Tilakam, same as we sing our Brahma Samhita. ध्येयं सदा परिभवग्नमभीष्टदोहं तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यं भृत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतं वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्. So this is actually the meter is the same, but the tune is a little different. Or we can sing in a different tune also, but again the meter remains the same. ध्येयं सदा परिभवाग्नमभीष्टदोहं तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यं भृत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतं वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्. So just the next verse, Karbhajana Muni, he gives the glories and he says, Vande Mahapurusha, and one should worship, because he is not giving the name who is coming. He says one personality who is Krishna Varnam, who is Tvisha Krishnam, he will come, and that person will be a Mahapurush. He will be Mahapurush. So one should always, one day, one should worship that Mahapurush, Charana Ravindam, his lotus feet, his feet who are like Arvindam, who are like lotus. So we should worship the lotus feet of that Mahapurusha. And we know that it is none other than our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we'll go in detail with this verse, and then we will see how it relates to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the first word is dhyayam sada. So dhyayam is actually means to meditate. And our Bhakti Vinod Thakur, or yeah, it's Bhakti Vinod Thakur only, who gives the meaning that dhyayam comes from dhimahi, as in Gayatri mantra we have dhimahi. Okay, so sorry, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says that the lotus feet, your lotus feet, means the lotus feet of that personality, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are the object indicated by the word dhimahi in the Gayatri mantra. So everybody should meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dhyayam, always meditate upon. And then he further, Prabhupada writes that actually there is no hard and fast rules in this age of chanting. You can always remember. Dhyayam also means to meditate or to keep on repeating. So he says that there are no hard and fast rules in this age of chanting for the holy names of Krishna. And then we quote from Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda, Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala, Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi, Durdaiva Midrisham Ihajani Nanuraga. Where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that actually we can call out any name of Krishna, Nam Akari Bahuda. He has so many names, and we can call out any name because every name of Krishna is endowed with Nija Sarva Shaktis. All the energies of Krishna is endowed in that one particular name. You can chant Govinda, Madhusudana, Murari, any name that we like, we can chant because every name of Krishna is bestowed with these transcendental energies. Tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kala. And to chant these names, there is no rules. There is no hard and fast rules. You can chant anywhere you want at any time you want. But then he says, there are no hard and fast rules, but still, see how magnanimous Krishna is, that he has given us such a wonderful facility. But Durdaiva Midrisham, Ehajani Nanuraga, I am such an unfortunate that I have no attraction to chant the holy name of Krishna. So yes, there are no hard and fast rules, but still, we don't find time. We give excuses after excuses to chant Krishna's name. So we should give up those excuses, those laziness, and we should try to chant Krishna's name as far as possible. And there is no restriction as per time, place, circumstances, desh, kal, paristhiti. There are no rules and regulations. We can chant anytime, anywhere, at any moment we can chant Krishna's name. And then he's saying Dheyam Sada, that we should chant always. Sada means always. So we know that how Rupa Goswami also says Martavyam Satatam Vishnur Vismartavyo Najatu Chet Sarvanidhi Nishedhasyur Etor Eva Kinkara. That we should always remember Krishna and we should never forget Krishna. This is the rule. This is the rule that is there in the Shastras. And then he says, all other rules and prohibitions, the rules and regulations that are mentioned in the Shastras are supposed to be kinkara, are supposed to be serving this major principal rule, that is, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So therefore he says, Sada, Dheyam Sada. And also, he says that this personality, it also means that we have to meditate upon, because our acharyas, they mention that we should worship the king in whose kingdom we are in. So we are in the kingdom of Kali Yuga, and the king of this Kali Yuga is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should not ignore and we should worship. We should worship and meditate upon that Supreme Lord who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now one can say, well, I don't have an adhikar to chant, to practice this process of bhakti yoga. Well, there is no prerequisites needed. There is no adhikar to be needed, because Rupa Goswami himself mentions that through Shastras it is heard that all humans have eligibility to perform devotional service. So the only prerequisite needed to enroll ourselves in this process of bhakti yoga is that we have to be human. Nirmatrasya adhikarikita. The only adhikar we will get is if we are humans. Then we have the full eligibility to perform devotional service. So therefore, dheyam sada. The next phrase he says is paribhavagnam. Paribhava means insult, humiliation, or you can say embarrassments. Ghanam means to destroy. So those who meditate, Vande Mahapurusha Te Charana Ravindam. Remember that last line. Those who meditate on the lotus feet of that Mahapurusha, Paribhavagnaham, your lotus feet destroys the embarrassing conditions of material life. Yes, paribhava means insults, the embarrassments, or the humiliation. And we know that when we are in this material world, we experience humiliation at every step of our life. So that humiliation comes as soon as we take birth. Because at every step of life, something or other will happen, and we will feel some insult, some embarrassment, some humiliation, some disrespect. This is paribhava. But till the time we are in this material world, and gnam means to destroy all the insults and embarrassments of this material existence. And that is only possible when one takes complete shelter of this Mahapurusha, who is none other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because, see, we have to understand, Paribhava, it says, your lotus feet destroy the embarrassing situation of material life. Now here from Bhagavatam, we will get a praman. Here it says, Parabhavastavad abhodajato yavanna jiknasata atmatattvam yavat kriyastavad idam manovai karmatmakam yena sharira bandha. So what does it mean? It means that if we are in this material world, we will experience this parabhav. We will experience this defeat. Tavat, as long as abodhajata, till the time we are in ignorance. Because avidya is the root cause of all the insults, all the embarrassments that we feel. And what is that ignorance? That I am this body. When we try to associate ourselves with this body, that is the greatest ignorance that a living entity is in. So we have to get out of this ignorance. Only then we will be able to destroy this parabhava, that is the misery, or you can say the embarrassments. But he says that till the time, as long as abodha jata, till the time we are associated with ignorance and we do not jignasate atma tattvam, and we don't inquire about our truth. Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Who is Krishna? What is my relationship to Krishna? What activities should I perform so that I can establish or strengthen that relationship? Till the time we don't inquire about Ata Tattvam, what we will be doing? Yavat Kriya Tavat Idam. Then we will be performing all the karmas and we will be liable to incur all the reactions of those karmas, whether it is pious or whether it is impious. We have to stay, Sharira Bandha, we will stay in this body. It will be a bondage in this material body because we have to come back again to bear the reactions of karma. So then he will become karmatmakam. He will be becoming karmatmakam, yena sharira bandha. That means we will be always in bondage of karma because we will perform something. And whether it will be a pious or impious, we have to come back to bear the reactions of it. That means we will never be able to cut off this cycle of birth and death. And if we are not able to cut off this cycle of birth and death, that means we are always in this material existence. And when we are in this material existence, that means we will always experience this paribhava, this insults, these embarrassing situations. So those who take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, they will be able to cut off, they will be able to destroy these. The result of surrendering to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually destroys Ganam, actually destroys all paribhava. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janane jatare shayanam. Iha samsare bahudastare kripaya pare pahi murare. This cycle of birth, death, again taking birth, again dying, again resting in some mother's womb, it goes on and it is very hard. Iha samsare bahudastare. It is very difficult to cross over. But if somebody gets the kripaya pare pahi murare. If somebody gets the mercy of Murari, the kripa of the Supreme Lord, then yes, one may be able to protect oneself from this repeated cycle of birth and death. But then the question comes, how does he destroy? Yes, we know that we understood that surrendering unto the lotus feet of Krishna destroys, but how? Then he uses the word abhishtadoham, that your lotus feet actually freely award the greatest desire of the soul and the attainment of pure love of Godhead. Because he gives abhishtadoham. Doham means to bless, to give, and abhishta. Ishta means to the desire. Abhishta means the longing desire that we are carrying, the soul is carrying. And what is that? Krishna Prem. So he gives that abhishta doham. Surrendering unto the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives us the greatest desire of the soul, that is Krishna Prem, the attainment of pure love of the Supreme Lord. So now, when the desires, previously we have the desire for sense gratification. Now these desires have been converted into the pure desire. So naturally, when the desires are transformed, that means our ignorance is coming back to knowledge, is also transforming. Our ignorance is also transforming, and we are coming to the right knowledge. And when we are in that right knowledge, then we will understand that this place is not worth living, and we will make best arrangements to get out of this world. Therefore, paribhavagnam, and it will destroy all the embarrassments, all the sufferings of this material world. So, abhishtadoham. See, Krishna bestows this longing, this Krishna Prem, and we all have Krishna Prem. We all have Krishna Prem in our heart, but that Krishna Prem is dormant in the heart. Krishna's love we all have, but now the question is that do we have love for Krishna? Or are we still have, we are keeping Krishna on the side track, and we have all the love for all our family members, our near and dear ones, our relatives, but Krishna is on the side. If that is the case, then that is questionable. That we have to check. So Krishna should be in the center. Should be center, and all our swadharmas that we have of being a mother, of being a wife, of being a daughter-in-law, of being a father, of being a son or daughter, all these swadharmas should revolve around the central point that Krishna is in the center. So this is what we have to know. And this is only possible through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is the one who is going to give this Abhishtadoham. Therefore, and he says, even Rupa Goswami, he mentions, Namo Mahavadannaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnasya Krishna Chaitanya, Namne Gaura Tushe Nama. So it's Mahaprabhu who is giving this Krishna Prem, that Krishna Prem which he has never bestowed ever. But now in Kali Yuga, Anarpitam Charim Charyat Karunavatirna Kalau, Anarpitam, which has never been bestowed for Chirkal Tak, for the long, long period of time. But now in this Kali Yuga, in the Pratham Sandhyaya, he is coming as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is bestowing this love. So this is again from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Anand Leela Maya Vigrahaya Hema Bhadevya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. So the line that we are looking for is Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya. That is our Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is giving this prema bhakti to all and all so that we can progress. So Abhishtadoham. Now comes the fourth adjectal phrase that is used in the glories of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is Tirthaspadam. Tirthaspadam means your lotus feet are the shelter of all holy places and all saintly authorities in the line of devotional service. So Tirthaspadam, they are the shelter of all holy places. See, Tirtha, the word Tirtha has two meanings. One is the place of pilgrimage, and the other the meaning of Tirtha is pure devotees. And Aspada means to take shelter. So now Garbhajana Muni, he is saying that the lotus feet of that Mahapurusha, that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually are Tirthaspadam, means they are themselves the place of pilgrimage of whom the devotees should take shelter of. So Tirtha means sanctified place. So people, we go to different sanctified place to free ourselves from sinful reactions. Recently, this Mahakumbh Mela happened, and there were so many devotees, so many people. Practically, it was the Hatta, the marketplace of all the spiritual organizations. So many people went. So it's not wrong. We should go to these tirthaspada. We should go to these tirtha, these places of pilgrimage. But the point is that if somebody surrendered to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that itself becomes the tirtha. That itself becomes the place of pilgrimage, because now that has been sanctified, and the lotus feet of Govinda or the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu automatically sanctified and gives us the result of the visiting of holy place of Tirtha. So this is again from Srimad Bhagavatam, where Yudhishthir Maharaj glorifies Vidura. Vidura, after going to all the holy places of pilgrimage, finally comes back to Hastinapur. And in that section, Yudhishthir Maharaj glorifies Vidur Maharaj, and he says, Bhavad Vidha Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibhu Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gadaprita. My Lord, devotees like yourself. So Yudhishthir Maharaj is praising Vidura, and he's saying devotees like yourself are verily holy places personified, because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart. So in the heart of devotees, the Lord himself takes shelter. So the devotees themselves become tirtha. And when they go to certain place, that place, they transform that place into the place of pilgrimage. So they turn all the places into the places of pilgrimage. So this way he glorifies. And one who takes shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, then it is tirtha only. It is as if somebody has approached or somebody has performed that pilgrimage yatra, that tirtha yatra. Why? Because the Leela, if somebody hears the Mahaprabhu's Leela, then it is very, very beautiful. Taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet or taking shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet doesn't mean that you only stick to lotus feet. Yes, these are the phrases that are describing the glories of lotus feet, but the point is that you have to take shelter of their Leela Smaran, of their Nam Smaran, of their Charitra Shravan. We have to do all this. We have to first hear and then we have to remember. We have to dhyayam sada. We have to remember also. That smriti should also be there. So it says actually, it's mentioned that Gaurangera Madhura Leela Jar Karne Pravesh Leela. As soon as we hear the Leela, what kind of Leela? The Madhur Leela. Gaurange Madhur Leela. As soon as it enters the Karna Randhara, it enters the whole of somebody's ears, Pravesha, then what happens? Hirdaya Nirmala Bhelotar. It purifies the heart and it frees the heart from all the mal, all the dirt. And all the dirt means it gets freed from all kind of tamoguna, rajoguna and sattva-guna. So in this regard, Narad Muni, he says, and this is mentioned in uh, Bhakti Ratnakar, and it says Gauranga namna leya jai Krishna bhaje giya say Krishna bahu kale paye. That if somebody doesn't chant the name of Gauranga, but he chants Krishna Nam. Okay, Gauranga Nam Naleya. He never calls out the name of Gauranga, but and ye Krishna bhajegiya. But he very sincerely worships the Lord Shri Krishna. Then it's mentioned, say Krishna Bahu Kale Pai. Well, it will take a very long time for him to achieve his or her destination. It will take very long time. On the other hand, it says Gauranga Nam Le Jai. If somebody calls out the name of Gauranga, Sadhya Krishna Paisai, very immediately he will get Krishna. Why? Aparade nahi taretai. Because the name of Mahaprabhu doesn't consider any offenses. We know that for Krishna, whether it comes to Krishna Nam or Krishna Dham, there are so many offenses associated to it. But when it comes to Gauranga, then Gauranga Nam, Gauranga Dham, Gaura Roop, Gauranga's good, aparadhe mane nahi. They don't consider any aparad. Tarite nipun. On the other hand, they just liberate that person who chants the name of Gauranga. So that's the beauty of taking shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Narottam Das Thakur also in one of his bhajan, he sings, Grihe ba bane thake, he Gauranga bole dake, Narottama mage tara sanga. So either you are in Grahastha ashram, Grihe ba, Bane Bethake, or you are in the renounced order of life in Vanaprastha or Sannyas. Ha Gauranga Bole Dake. Dake means you call out the name of Gauranga. Then Narottam Das Thakur himself is saying, well, I long to get the association of that devotee who keeps on chanting the name of Gauranga. So in this regard, I remembered that how His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj always ensures that he, in all the classes and all the gatherings, assemblies, when he'll give class, he'll make sure that everybody chants the name of Gauranga and he'll call out the name of Gauranga. So how beautiful and how important it is, because it says that Gauranga Nam na leya jai Krishna bhajegiya, say Krishna bahu kalapa. You will not be able to achieve your destination if you don't surrender unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Because he is the king and we have to worship the king in whose kingdom we are in. So we are in the kingdom of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is our king, so we should worship him. So now, till now, we have understood. So Dhyayam Sada, we have got Dhyayam Sada, Paribhavagnam, Abhishtadoham, that he gives the ultimate Prema Bhakti, the desire, Tirthaspadam, and he gives the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are actually the Tirtha are actually the holy places of pilgrimage. Now comes our next, that is Shiva Virinchi Notam. That even the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are honored by whom? By the demigods like Lord Shiva and Virinchi. Virinchi refers to Lord Brahma. So these two personalities, and of course the demigods, they also take shelter, they also bow down, they also honor the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga. So I'll open up for a minute, and if anybody wants to say, who was Lord Shiva in Mahaprabhu's Leela? You can raise your hand. Who was Lord Shiva in Mahaprabhu's Leela?
Advaita Acharya?
Advaita Acharya, yes, thank you. And who was Virinchi? Who was Brahma? Yes, Parambhavni Mataji.
Haridas Thakur.
Haridas Thakur, thank you, Akshar Prabhu. Yes. So our Shiva and Virinchi are our Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur in Chaitanya Leela. And we know that they were actually the cause of the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the first few slides, we saw that how Advaita Acharya would sit on the banks of Ganges and will take his Narsimha Shaligram and he will pour Ganga water and Tulsi leaves and Huhunkara, and with loud roar he will call out to Krishna to please come and bestow mercy on these people of Kali Yuga. So Tulsi dal matrena jalasya chulukuena va vikrinite swam atman bhaktebhyo bhakta vatsala. So Advaita Acharya was holding on to this verse from Gautamya Tantra, that just with Tulsi dal matrena, just taking Tulsi dal means the Tulsi and the water of Jalasya chulukena means chulubhar, means in the palm full of water, and having tulsi in it. If somebody worships the Shila, then Vikrinete, that supreme personality of Godhead, sells himself because he is Bhakta Bhyo Bhakta Vatsala. He is very affectionate to his devotees. And holding on to this, Advaita Acharya would sit on the bank of river Ganga, and day and night, constantly he will worship his Shaligram Shila, and he will call out to Lord Krishna to come and take his advent in this age of Kali Yuga. On the other hand, not only him, Haridas Thakur, who was a great friend of Advaita Acharya, he also because he was born in a different background by which he was not I should say authorized, though he is a Namacharya, but as per the religious rules of that time, he was not authorized to worship some Shaligram Shilas because you need some adhikar. Of course, Namacharya like Haridas Thakur doesn't need any adhikar. He himself is adhikari. But as per the norms of that time, he didn't worship. So what he did is he chanted. He chanted along with Advaita Acharya, where Advaita Acharya was just worshipping his Shila, our Haridas Thakur was simply chanting the names of Lord Shri Krishna and praying for the Supreme Lord to advent. So this is the beauty, that how Shiva Virinchi Notam, even the demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they honor the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So again, we will take one reference. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Natah smate natha sadangri pankajam virinchi vairincha surendra vanditam parayanam shemamichchatam param nayatra kala pravhet para prabhu. So this is the verse that is spoken by the citizens of Dwarka when Lord Shri Krishna entered Dwarka. And he says, "O Lord, you are worshipped natah smate natha sadangri pankajam." Your angri, the lotus feet, that is pankajam, that is lotus feet, they are always sada, they are always worshipped by whom? By Virincha, by the Brahma, and Vairenchya. Vairenchya means the sons of Brahma, that is the four Kumaras, Narad Muni. and even the Surendra, even the king of heaven. So everybody, all the demigods, they worship the Supreme Lord's lotus feet. Why? Because you are the ultimate rest of those who are really aspiring to achieve this highest benefit of life. Parayanam shemam ichchatam param, nayatra kala prabhavet para prabhu. You are the supreme transcendental Lord, and inevitable time, kala, cannot exert its influence upon you. You are beyond, you are aloof of everything. So this way these citizens were bowing down, and how Virinchi Nutam, Shiva Virinchi Nutam also says that how the demigods they worship. Next phrase is Sharanyam. Sharanyam means to take shelter. So your lotus feet are most worthy of taking shelter. So Sharanyam means to take exclusive shelter. So now someone can say, well, if somebody surrenders to anyone, well, everybody will love that. If somebody is surrendering to me, definitely I will also feel some obligation that, oh, somebody is surrendering to me, so I should also bestow all the happiness that the person desires. But that is not the case. So here, our Karbhajana Muni is saying, Sharanyam, because the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord are only worthy of taking shelter. And in this regard, we know from Ramayana, you can see the pictures, that how in this first picture, the second one, sorry, first is this, second is this. In the second picture, we see that how our Sugriva. So we know that how Vali and Sugriv, they were two brothers. And once the Maya demon, he came and attacked. And Vali, he ran after him, and then they entered into the cave to fight. So both of them entered. So Vali, once he defeated Maya demon, but it took very long for him to come out. In the meantime, Sugriva, he saw the blood coming out of that cave. And no sound was coming of Vali or either that demon. So Sugriva thought that it's been too long, and this my brother has not come out. So he closed the door of that cave and he came back to the kingdom, thinking that why he closed the door of that cave, thinking that Vali has died and that demon is still alive, and he wants to block so that the demon doesn't come out. But later we know the story, how beautifully Her Grace Preeti Vilasni Mataji every Monday is giving this Ramayana, which is Sharanagati Shastra. She was explaining, and it's been explained by Valmiki also, that how when Vali, after many days, when he came out, he saw that Sugriva was enthroned of Kishkinda. And then he thought that Sugriva deliberately did it. But Sugriva said that it was not his fault, and he surrendered into Vali. He asked for forgiveness, but Vali, in his own arrogance, didn't accept any surrenderance of Sugriva. So that Sharanagati Shastra, that Ramayana, is actually known as Sharanagati Shastra, but it mentions that this Sharanagati was a failure. Why it was a failure? Because Sugriva was surrendering to Vali, and Vali is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. On the other hand, we see after the death of Vali, when Sugriva got enthroned again he got enthroned, and for 4 Chaturmasya, he was waiting for that period to pass so that he can engage all the Vanaras in finding out to Mother Sita. But these 4 months he was totally intoxicated and with his own family. And Lord Rama then sent Lakshman that go and remind Sugriva that the 4 months of rainy seasons, this Chaturmasya, are about to pass. So he should do something to find out Mother Sita. And Lakshmana went, and Sugriva was still intoxicated. But we saw that after so much here and there things, and finally Sugriva came and surrendered to Lakshman. And at that time, that Sharanagati, Sugriva surrendering to Lakshman, was successful because Lakshman was pacified, and finally Sugriva helped in finding out for Mother Sita. So it is very important whom we are surrendering to. So Karbhajana Muni saying that this Sharanyam, actually surrendering to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will lead to successful surrenderance because his lotus feet are the worthy of taking shelter. So, Sharanyam, your lotus feet are always worthy of taking shelter. In this regard, again from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that when Dhruva Maharaj, after getting pierced by the harsh words of his stepmother Suruchi, he went to the forest and he pleaded Narad Muni that I want to take shelter and please give me the process by which I can please the Supreme Lord. At that time, Narad Muni, he said this verse, Tarunam Ramani Geyam Arunoshta Kshanadharam Pranata Sharanayam Nirinam Sharanyam Karunavaram. He says that the Lord's form is always youthful, Tarunam, and every limb and every part of his body is properly formed. It is free from defect, and his lips are like rising sun. Aruna Oshtha. Oshtha means his lips are like Arunam, and his eyes are also like Arunam. And we know our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also the same. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he says, Arunam Nayanam Charanam Vasanam Vadane Skhalitam Swakanam Dharam Kurute Surasam Jagata Jivanam Pranamami Shachi Sutha Gauravaram. So our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also he's saying Arunam Nayanam. His eyes are also like Arunam. And Charanam, his lotus feet are like Arunam. And his clothes are also, his Vasanam is also Arunam. Because he accepted the sannyas order, the renounced order of life. So then Narad Muni is saying, he is always prepared to give shelter, pranata sharanam niranam, to those who are ready to surrender. And anyone who takes surrenderance, sharanam karunavaram, and the Lord is always worthy to be the master of that surrendered soul, for he is the ocean of mercy. Now our next is Bhrityartiham. So we have two more and we'll quickly wind up. Bhrityartiham, Bhrityartiham. Bhritya means servant. Arthi means distress and ham again means destroy. So anyone who destroy the distress of one's servant is Bhrityartiham. So he is saying, Karbhajana Muni is saying, your lotus feet mercifully relieve all the distress of your servants because you are Bhrityartiham. And in this picture, we know this picture is Vasudeva, Vasudeva leper, who was he had this so Vasudev leper, it comes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was afflicted with leprosy. Okay, so in Chaitanya Leela it comes that when he was afflicted with, and Mahaprabhu was in the South India tour, and he went to the place known as Kurma Brahmana. And at that time, this Vasudev leper, it is known as Vasudev leper only because he was afflicted with leprosy, the disease, by which all the blood, pus, and the itching sores, they ooze out from one's body. So when he came to know that Mahaprabhu has come to South India and he is at the house of Kurma Brahmana, so he got this desire that I want to see Mahaprabhu. So he went to the place of Kurma Brahmana, but there he came to know that Mahaprabhu has already left. So Mahaprabhu, he came to know that how Vasudev has an ardent desire to meet him. So he came back. He came back to the house of Kurma Brahman and then he met Vasudev and he gave him mercy. So Mahaprabhu didn't maintain any social distancing. Though his body, the body of this Vasudev was oozing out the blood, the pus, but still Mahaprabhu didn't maintain any social distance and just embraced him. And as soon as he embraced him, the entire leprosy was gone. So Haridas Thakur actually says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, मातारा यैछे बलाकेरा अमेध्या लागे गया घृणी ना ही जन्मे आरा महा sukha paya. So what he's saying is that just like a mother, the Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is comparing like a mother, how the mother takes care of the child. If the balak, if the son or the child, basically a child, if he passes a stool or urine on the lap of mother, then matara grina nahi, she will not do any grina with the child. Rather, she will take the child and washes the child, and she'll clean the child. And when she'll clean the child, she will also not get any grina, but she will do it in a very pleasing manner. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like that mother. Once who surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he very nicely cleanses us of all the anarthas that we are carrying in our heart. And he embraces us and gives us the Krishna prem. So this is how Mahaprabhu does. So he's saying, Haridas Thakur actually says, Dhanyam tam naumi chaitanyam. Oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are dhanyam. You are auspicious. Vasudevam dayadrihi, because you took away the distress of Vasudeva. And not only nashta kushtam, you destroy his kushtarog, his leprosy, but you also gave him rupa pushtam. You gave him so wonderful body, effulgent body you bestowed. So you nashta kushtam, you destroy his kushtarog, you gave him rupa, you gave him beautiful body. Not only that, bhakti tushtam chakaraiva, you also gave him bhakti, you gave him the blessing of devotional service. So bhrityartiham. Ekele Ishvara Krishna Arasabhabhritya. Only Krishna is Ishvara Arasabhabhritya. We all are servants. Jare yachai nachai se taiche kare nritya. And as Krishna wants, we simply dances on his tune. And that's how we should be surrendered. Easy said than done. But the point is that our Shastras say that we have to simply surrender to Lord Shri Krishna. Sorry. So your lotus feet mercifully relieve all the distress of your servants. And this is again the verses by Prachetas. The Pracheta says, Namo Namah Klesha Vinashaya, that you are the one who destroy all the kleshas. So we'll not go into detail considering the time factor. And this is Pranatapala, that he gives protection. Pala means protection to those who bow down. Pranata means to bow down. Those who bow down to Sri Krishna, he gives protection. So Pranata Pala. It also means, Pranata also means surrenderance. So Pranata means to bow down. Pranata means to surrender. So anything from bowing down to complete surrender, wherever in between, the Supreme Lord gives his mercy, he gives his protection. And we know from this picture, it's such a famous Sakrit eva prapannayas yachate abhayam sarvada tasme dadami etat vratam mama. When Vibhishan came and surrendered to Lord, everybody told Lord Rama, everybody doubted Vibhishan, but then Supreme Lord Rama, he said, no, this is my vow. Sakrit eva prapannayas. If somebody surrenders to me once by saying tavasmiti yachate, that I am yours, please accept me. Abhayam sarvada tasmai, I will grant him abhayam, the fearlessness, dadami etadvatam mama, and that is my vow. That is the vow that I have taken. So pranatapala. That Shri Krishna, he gives protection, and he gives us the way also how to bow down, how to surrender. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. He says that you have to do all this. Think of me, worship me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and that way you will be completely absorbed in me. And not only that, our acharyas, they also explained that how important it is to bow down. Yes, that is complete surrender may come after a certain period of time, not immediately, but at least that we can follow that pranata, bowing down or offering our obeisances to dear devotees of Krishna or to Krishna himself. So whenever we go to the temple and see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we should imagine, we should remember this pranatapala, and we should immediately bow down, offer our obeisances. So our acharyas also do this. Srinivas Acharya, he mentions Sankhya Purvak Naam Garna Natbhi Kalavasani Kritau, that all the six Goswamis, Sankhya Purvak, with counting, they will do what? Naam, they will chant. Gan, they will sing some ashtakams or some Vaishnava songs. Nati bhi, and they will offer their obeisances. And Kala Vasani Krito, and this way they'll pass their day. So it is very important that one should bow down. And whosoever will bow down, Mahaprabhu makes sure that he will take care of that person. He will take care of that. He will protect that person. And this reason of bowing down to Mahaprabhu also was one of the reason for Mahaprabhu to take sannyas. So again, we know this pastime that how once Mahaprabhu was chanting Gopi, 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 and all the residents, they were coming and they were telling, oh, why are you chanting? Oh, Nimai, why are you chanting the names of Gopi, Gopi? You should chant the names of Krishna. And none of them was honoring Mahaprabhu, his existence or his presence. Then Mahaprabhu says, Eteva avashya ami sannyasa kariba, sannyasi buddhe moi pranata haiva. So that time Mahaprabhu decided, now is the time that I have to take sannyas. I have to accept this renounced order of life. Because at that time sannyasis were very much honored. So he said, once I take sannyas, everybody will honor me. Sannyasi buddha, thinking me to be a great sannyasi, morada pranata highway. They will offer their obeisances to me. And once they offer, maybe not wholeheartedly, but if they offer their obeisances to me, that will give me an opportunity to bestow all my love, all my bhakti, and all my protection. So when Mahaprabhu is looking for the opportunity, for us, that the moment we bow down, he takes that and he gives us all the benedictions. He protects us. And forget about physically bowing down. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, we know Gopinath Patnaik, who mentally bowed down. He was on the Changa. He was supposed to get hanged because of some things he did. I'll not go into the pastime. But as soon as he came to know that, okay, this is the end of my life, he immediately in his mind, he bowed down to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And finally, he was released from that punishment. So this is the beauty of Pranatapala, that Mahaprabhu protects those who surrenders unto him. And the last one, that is Bhavabdhi Bhotam. Bhava Abdhi. Bhava means this material existence, where we come and take birth in the 8,400,000 species of life. Abdhi means ocean. This bhava, this material existence is like an ocean. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet are like potam, are like that boat on which we can safely ride. So your lotus feet are actually the suitable boat for crossing over the ocean of birth and death. That is one of the phrase of Bhavapti Bhotam. And we know that how it's a beautiful verse, that how this ocean is actually, it's very difficult to cross over. Right? Krishna also says, Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya. Mameva hi prapadyante. You have to surrender to me. Maya metam tarantite. Then only you will cross over. So he himself says in Bhagavad Gita. But then Bhagavatam also describes that this ocean of nescience is actually very, very difficult to cross. There are many dangerous sharks in this. And these sharks are compared to our six senses. We know, right? Manashashtani Indriyani Prakrti Sthani Karshati. That we have those six senses, five senses and the mind, which include the mind. And we are struggling because these senses, they want to go only run after some sense objects. They are not ready to surrender unto that Supreme Lord. So these are compared to the dangerous sharks. So it's very difficult. No matter how much we try, it is very difficult. But then it has been explained that once who ride on this boat takes shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, then it is very easy to cross over. Because if you want to cross the river or an ocean, then if we are on that suitable boat, which is unsinkable, then it's so glorious. Then when sitting on that boat, we can easily cross over the dangers of this material existence. But Brahmaji, in his prayers, he says that forget about this boat. This entire ocean condensed into the form of a water that is contained in the calf's hoof print. Samashita ye padapallavam mahatpadam punya yasho murare bhavam budhir vatsapadam. This bhavam budhir, this ocean, it becomes a vatsapadam param padam. Padam padam yad vipadam natesham. Brahmaji says that actually this entire ocean condensed and becomes water that is contained in a calves, vatsapadam, calves hoof print. So how difficult it will be to cross that puddle, the water that is contained in that puddle. Even a child can jump over and cross. So that's what he's saying. Those who actually samashrita completely take surrenderance of the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna Murari, Yasho Murari, then Bhavam Budhir Vatsa Parampadam, and he will achieve Parampadam, that Parampadam which is free of all miseries, not like the place of this material existence where Padam Padam Yad Vipadam, where every step is a danger. But we will achieve that Param Padam, that highest abode of Lord, where there is no Vipadam, where there is no misery at all. So this is Bhrityartiham. So now we have completed. So now what we will do is we will try to see this verse again. And now since we know each and every word, the meaning of every word, we can relate to it and we can memorize this verse. And in 1 week, it's a full 1 week we can memorize, we can meditate on this verse, and then finally on Gaur Purnima we can offer this verse to our deities or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the lordships. We can offer it to them because this is also one of the limb of devotional service. Those who are doing Bhakti Shastri, they know that one of the limb of devotional service is Tavapat, is to recite the verses that have already been sung or composed by the great acharyas. So this verse has already been composed by Karbhajana Muni. So let's memorize, meditate, and offer this verse to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. ध्येयं सदा परिभवग्नमभीष्टदोहं तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यं भृत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतं वन्दे महापुरुषतिचरणारविन्दम्. Now final, I request one devotee can read the translation and we can end up. You can raise your hand. Yes, Leela Mataji, go ahead. You were about to say?
Yeah, Mataji, I can read, no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. My dear Lord, you are the Mahapurusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I worship your lotus feet, which are the only eternal object of meditation. Those feet destroy the embarrassing conditions of material life and freely award the greatest desire of the soul, the attainment of pure love of Godhead. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the shelter of all holy places and of all saintly authorities in the line of devotional service, and are honored by powerful demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. My Lord, you're so kind that you willingly protect all those who simply bow down to you with respect, and thus you mercifully relieve all the distress of your servants. In conclusion, my Lord, your lotus feet are actually the suitable boat for crossing over the ocean of birth and death, and therefore even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva seek shelter at your lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Leela Mataji. Thank you. So, can we take this vow, this commitment that we'll memorize this verse, we'll meditate on this verse, and we'll offer this verse on the day of Gaur Purnima in front of our deities. So, thank you all so much. Thank you for patiently being with me. And I'm so sorry I took a little extra time. But it's worth, I think so, because we were discussing the glories of Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So thank you so much. La Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Heavenly Bowl.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you
Ms.
so much,
Mataji.
Mataji. Such a beautiful class. You started off with the internal and external reasons, and then you took this particular verse from the 11th canto and you unpacked the verse. You did a beautiful class on the different qualities of Mahaprabhu from just one verse. It was so meditative. Thank you so much. And I will do my best to memorize. Thank you so much. I really liked how he's actually the only one who's worthy of taking shelter, and he gives I mean, even the story of Vasudeva leper that you were mentioning, how compassionate he is. He is ready to go back just because one devotee missed his darshan. I was thinking that is so beautiful. Even it reminds me how when that Brahmin in South again later when he talks to that Ramadas Vipra, Ramadas Vipra is lamenting, and again Mahaprabhu is ready to walk all the way from that particular location where the Adikeshav temple is. He's ready to walk all the way to the place where this Brahmin was. It's quite a walk, actually, if you see on Google Maps. So I was thinking how much effort he's ready to take to deliver each one of us individually. So beautiful, Mataji. Very, very meditative class. Perfect mood, setting the mood for Gaur Purnima. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for pointing us to this very fantastic verse, which we could offer eventually in a week. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Devotees, any questions, comments, realizations, additions, subtractions, whatever you want to do.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, devotees.
I think everybody is. Oh, yeah. Param Pavani.
Hare Krishna, dear Mataji. As always, this is so deep and beautiful and motivating to memorize the verse. And I just want to praise you, Mataji. Just so beautiful class. I hope this is being recorded and available in the YouTube to, listen again. It is so beautiful with so many pastimes connected together, and it gives boost the great realizations. Thank you, Mataji. My humble obeisances to you. Both
Hare
of you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So Manjula Mataji is asking, can I get the verse? It is 11.5.33, Srimad Bhagavatam, 11.5.33. Thank you. Okay, if nothing else, we can wind up for day and we can still be in that mood of meditation and meditating Dhyayam Sada, remembrance of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So thank you so much, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. It's okay, we can end up.
Yes, Mataji, I was just about to type the entire verse, but yeah, it's just picking up a lot. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji, for those who won the verse itself. It's right there.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all for joining on a weekend evening. We had very nice association of all of you. Thank you again for joining us. We can end here. Vancha kalpatarubyascha.
Sindhubhaycha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavyo namo namah. Shri
अनंत
Prabhupada
कोटि
ki jai,
वैष्णव वृंद की
Vaishnavan
जय,
ki
श्रील
jai,
प्रभुपाद की जय,
की
श्रीमद
jai,
महाप्रभु की जय,
jai.
नरग्रेस कीर्तिदा
Kirtida Sundari Mataji ki
Mataji ki
jai.
jai,
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Before
Thank you.
one time we all can say Gauranga.
Gauranga,
Nityananda.
Nityananda,
Gauranga.
Gauranga,
Nityananda.
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 Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you.
you,
Ending the
Mataji.
call here, the devotees.
Yes.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.